How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Keith here from Cmon Celtic. So if this is your first time viewing the channel, would be really appreciated if you could subscribe to the channel. A thumbs up or comment below will be appreciated as well. We're on the road to 6k. So I'm here to talk a bit about transfer speculation, players that are linked to leave the club, players that we could be bringing in the summer. It's all up in the air at the moment, obviously with this managerial business. There's talk that Eddie Howe is close deal at the moment. I said this time last month, but close deal. He's finalising his backroom staff and his director of football. So hopefully this is soon done and dusted, because it's going through my head, it's going through every single Celtic fan's head. We want a bit of clarity. We want a manager in with good experience and rebuilding the team sooner or later than ever, because Champions League game qualifiers are going to be literally 60 days away and we still don't have a manager in place. So let's start it off. Christopher Ajer has been linked with a move away from the club. As we know, Christopher Ajer has been outstanding this season. He's my tip to be player of the season, club player of the season. He's absolutely unbelievable. Leicester are looking at him, Norwich are looking at him, and Newcastle's looking at him. So if we're going to sell him, we gotta have to sell him for 12 plus million, because he's been absolutely class. He's still quite young. He's only 22. He's a Norwegian international. I can see him moving away from Celtic. He's had to spend 5 years at Celtic and a loan move at Kilmarnock as well. I wish him the very best. I love if he stayed at the club. I think every Celtic fan would love to see him stay. The passion that he has for the club is absolutely immense. But I'd hate to see him go to Newcastle. I think Newcastle is a good club, fantastic club. But Norwich are front runners to get him. They've obviously been promoted back to the Premier League. They're going to be looking to rebuild their team. But there's reports that they're only willing to spend 6 million on them. So they can get the boat. If they're 12 million, I'll let them go for then. Done and dusted. Next player that's linked to leave in the summer, his contract's up at the end of next season, is Ryan Christie. There's reports that he's willing to listen to offers to leave this summer. Look, I wish Ryan the very best. I just don't think it's worked for him in the last season and a half. I think he did step up the game when Neil Lennon came in. You think he was pretty decent under Rodgers. That loan move at Aberdeen helped him as well. But I just wish him the very best. I don't know where he's going to go. I don't know what you'd value Ryan Christie. I'd be looking at Ryan Christie perhaps 10 million if we're lucky to get 10 million for him. Maybe the Championship, maybe a team in the Premier League, like maybe a Southampton if Burnley are willing to spend. Maybe somewhere like that. I can't see a Newcastle going from, So David Turnbull will be stepping in, being the man he is this season. Let Christie off for it. I'm sure Rodgers should be on his way out as well. I'm going to do a video on players that should be leaving the club soon enough anyway. So I'm waiting for a bit more clarity to see who comes in for us. Another player that's linked to leave the club at the moment is Boyo. Now Boyo's been linked with a Tunisian club, Estrance, they're called. He's only scored 6 goals on his loan move at Toulouse in 26 appearances. I can see Boyo moving on, like the way Patrick Klimala went to Red Bull. Look, I wish Klimala the very best. I know that move was done and dusted last week. Unfortunately, it didn't work for him at Celtic. He only paid altogether 12 appearances at the club, so I wish him the very best there. Look at Boyo's probably going to move on with Griffiths. I can see Griffiths staying in Scotland. More likely will be Aberdeen or will be Hibs. I know he scored against Aberdeen last week. I'd see him going there with Bruni, unless the likes of Jack Ross could persuade the Hibs sport to get him in. Either way, wherever he goes, I wish him the very best. A lot of Celtic fans are saying keep him. He could be the man for next season, but we all have different opinions on it, so that's the main thing. There's talks of Spurs are looking at Soro. I think it's a load of absolute rubbish, because at the moment Spurs have no manager. So where's this recruitment coming from? Are the scouts looking at Soro? Soro is a class player, but Soro hasn't done enough this season. He hasn't got enough opportunity by Kennedy or Lennon to show what his attributes is as a Celtic defensive midfielder. And I'm looking forward to seeing him stepping in for Scott Brown next season. I can't see him going anywhere, to be honest with you. Really can't see him going anywhere. We're linked with a Croatian under-21 player called Mario Vuskovic. It's very hard to pronounce it sometimes. Vuskovic. He plays for Hajduk Split in the Croatian league. He hasn't played for the senior team yet in Croatian football, the national team. He has 5 caps for the Croatian under-21s. He's 6'1". As far as I know, we're linked at him 6 million. Now he's being tipped. He's being linked with a couple of Serie A teams. Indonesia's been looking at him. Bologna have been looking at him as well, and Lazio. So if we can get this lad over the line, it'd be even brilliant. Now there's talk obviously with Barkas could be going back to AEK Athens. I know we bought Barkas for 5 million last season. I had high hopes of Barkas when he came in after the Fraser Foster collapse and David Marshall links. But Barkas leaves, I wish him the very best. Unfortunately, it didn't work for him. So if he goes back to AEK Athens for even 4 million, just take the loss of a million points, 1.5 million, whatever it was. I wish them the very best because they're struggling at the moment this season. Very similar to us. You probably feel like he's back at home in the Greek league as well. So I wish Barkas the very best. We're linked with a young boy striker called Jean-Pierre Nassam. Now this guy is from the Cameroon. He's only played for Cameroon 2 senior caps. He has over 80 goals in 120 appearances for the young boys. Unbelievable class. He obviously has the caliber playing in the Europa League, then obviously playing in the Champions League as well. So young boys, it's not a bad club. He's 27 years of age. He's tipped that he could be Edouard's replacement. There's not much to talk about odds in Edouard. He is going to be more likely out in the summer, but as to where and how much is the big question. How much is the thing? Because at the end of the day, if he goes to the argument's sake, a Leicester, and be selling for what, 12 million, 13 million. Some people in the comments below won't even say he's worth that because his form's been shocking in recent times. But you know what? He's young. He has European experience. He has honours as well on his CV. So people forget about that as well. If we were to get about 12 or 13 million from him, it still wouldn't be enough in my eyes because PSG had between 30 to 40% sell-on clause of this Edouard deal. And we obviously bought him for 9 million. So let's see what happens there. Let's see, can we get some sort of money back on him as well. So that's really it. That's the transfer talk at the moment. There's nothing much. Obviously we have players to come back from on loan as well. Obviously Hendry has to come back from on loan. We see the likes of Scott Bain moving on in the summer. Edouard is obviously tipped to leave. Griffith's tipped to leave. Brown's going to be going to Aberdeen. What happens with Tom Rogic, David Turnbull is going to be the man in the midfield with Callum McGregor. Hopefully James Forrest will obviously get back to full fitness for next season. We're going to be struggling on the left. Will we get Mohamed El-Noussi in on a permanent deal? Will be paid 7 million. That's reportedly that Southampton are looking because he's out of contract the end of next season. Not this season, the end of next season with Southampton. So we'll have to see because Southampton are doing quite well under the new manager. So be interested to see. So folks, give us your opinions below. I think realistically we do need to get a replacement in for Scott Brown in that defensive midfield department with Soro. If I was to look to anyone in the summer, it would be Victor Wanyama. I know he's currently at Montreal at the moment. He's played for Celtic before. That's where he started his career. Basically, his proper senior career was at Celtic before he got the move to Southampton. So if we could steer him back. I know we were previously in from last year and then he ended up leaving Spurs to go to Montreal. 4 goals and 26 appearances for them. So we need him as a defensive midfielder. He knows what the story is. So he'd be great for the derby games with that experience he's played before. So let me know what you think. I don't know in regards to goalkeepers. I'd like us to see getting Hibs keeper or maybe Aberdeen's keeper Lewis or even Xander Clark as a backup or something because I can't see us going out and spending big on a keeper regardless with Barkas going or not. So speak to us all soon. Take care. Hail, up the Celts.